I think the reason why cats and dogs are right behind us on an evolutionary timeline is because we developed hands, which then gave us the ability to communicate with the world around us. We could grab something and look at it. We could build and discover tools, which then helped us create society. But it's weird, dogs and cats sniff things, which then makes them inquisitive. They're actually curious what things are. They're wondering. But if you just sit there and stare at something, like other animals, it'd be really hard to evolve because you don't have a language in your head. You have no output input. It's just sight. That's the input. How do you have an output? You can't even think about it. Even thinking's an output, even if you don't speak yet. It's the culmination. It's building up to an output. It still technically is an output. But there's no way to have an output if you just sit there and stare at it. But cats and dogs have an output. They can go, what is that? Because they've smelled things so much. I'm curious now. And then they go smell it. And then the input was already their sight of what they were looking at. They're looking at it and smelling it. But the smell is more of an output because they're thinking about it. They're building up to thinking about it. They don't have the language or way to say it. Like if they're smelling something bad or something good, they don't know that's bad, that's good. But they do learn that. They do learn that smells bad, that smells good. So then they literally learn language from that. That's good, that's bad. Even if they don't have a voice for it. And they don't have to bark or meow it out. They don't have to say anything. That's an output. That's an output in their brain. It's just not heard in the world. If a tree falls and no one hears it, did the tree fall? If a dog or cat smells something and thinks that's good, that's bad, did the cat or dog think? They thought. That was an output. You don't have to babble to have an output. That was an output. That's good. Oh, just because I can speak, that counts as an output, but a dog or cat can't speak? So that's not an output? But nowadays we have neural technology so we can hear what's in their brains. So then now it's an output, right? It's an output. That's why they're right behind us on the evolutionary train. But the other animals don't have that. We developed hands, which made us interact with the world before we could speak, before we could talk, before we could communicate with any language or anything. We could grab something, go show it to another one of us. Ooh, do you see this? And then the other person is like, oh, what the fuck is this person doing shoving this in my face? And then they do it over and over and over again, and they go, good, bad, I don't like that. Oh, I do like that. That's a berry. Ooh, is that fresh meat? Oh, me cook. You know? And that's the start of cats and dogs. They don't have opposable thumbs. They can't grab anything and evolve that way, but they can smell. That's good. That's bad. So I wonder if we can help our cat and dog friends evolve on our planet by using that theory. We evolved with hands, so how do we help them evolve with their nose? That's good, that's bad. That's a start. Good and bad, they know if it's good or bad. They can probably even figure out some in between. It's not good or bad. Maybe they even taste it. It's okay. It's okay. You know? That's a start. That's a lot more than some of the other animals are doing in the evolutionary train, which then helps us understand the other animals. Maybe they have another way to evolve, that we can help them from who they are, because we got to evolve because we had hands, and then we built all of this because we made tools, which then made us everything else because of these things. We evolved with these. It's how our language evolved. It's how everything evolved. We first developed tools to kill animals so we could hunt, which then created war, which then helped us evolve in that direction, which is not very good. But that's probably because why we were very warlike is because one of the first tools we invented was the spear and other things, which then directed us that direction. Then agriculture, the one where something culture, where you no, the one where you domesticate animals. Domesticating animals. We could build a fence. We could befriend animals. Just don't even need fences then. I wonder how we can use that to help animals. It's already how their brain's developing. They know good, bad. But if you just show it to them, that means absolutely nothing to them. There's no input, output. They can't sniff it and go, bad, output. Good, output. They're already speaking. They know several words. And then we can teach dogs and a lot of other things to understand. And then we're trying to teach them sign language when we should try to be teaching them how to use tools so they can develop and evolve properly. But then at this point, it's kind of over. We literally have to let cats and dogs evolve over millions and millions and millions of years, slowly changing to become who they... You literally have to start another planet, completely isolate them, never speak to them again, to do that. Like we were. You would have to literally isolate a bunch of cats and dogs on a planet, have them evolve in that direction, and see what direction they went, just like on Earth. Because at this point, by the time we're helping cats and dogs evolve, we'd be able to change DNA molecules and atoms. So we would be able to evolve them in a day. So I wonder if our Milky Way galaxy has done every variation of animal and different evolution. Because they would have started out with smells, identifying everything, and then they're already starting to evolve a thumb. So they're starting to evolve hands. But they would have started out with smells heavily, where we didn't do that. And then they would have gone into tools, which would have had them go a different direction than us. So it's kind of unfair right now on planet Earth, because all the animals, their evolution would be based on kind of where humans want them to go. But then thanks to heaven, because of our galaxy's soul forces or sources, all of those animals would have died and got to evolve the way they wanted to together. Because you'd literally have to start Earth over again and have one of those animals win out to evolve the way we did.